your kids caught in an internet of danger? That question's being raised after a 12-year-old girl from Britain ran off with a 31-year-old U.S. Marine she met online. According to the latest reports, the Marine has contacted his family, saying the girl is safe, and he claims he did not know she was 12 years old. He thought she was 19 years old. Our guest is Donna Rice, who heads up Enough is Enough. And Donna, with so many kids on the internet, you're talking tens of millions in there at night, and with so many, well, too many people out there preying upon these kids, how can you stop this? I know your organization deals exactly, Enough is Enough deals with this.
Right, right. Well, Enough is Enough is dedicated to making the internet safer for children and families, and one of the ways we do that is to help educate parents especially about what the dangers are online and that their children are at risk if they don't have certain measures in place to either coming across pornography or being contacted by a sexual predator. About 89% of all the sexual solicitations on the internet happen in chat rooms and instant messages.
Now let's take this 12-year-old girl. She's in a chat room, she's curious, she wants to meet somebody, meet a boy, she's talking to him. How would you, or a parent, stop what happened to this little girl?
Well, first of all, for many years, I've been encouraging parents not to let their children in chat rooms, period, because you cannot detect a disguised predator. If the predator comes on and pretends to be another child, you cannot detect that even as a parent. A monitor, like through AOL's chat rooms, cannot detect that. So chat rooms just simply are not that safe, even if they're chat rooms, for instance, for your church youth group. If you're in there, a predator can be looking into that chat room and get the email address of that child and then follow that child anywhere on the internet. And if at any time that child gives out personal information, that predator has another piece of the puzzle in order to track down that kid. And then they can always instant message them or email them once they have that email address.
According to what I've read, this British family, they warned their daughter about the dangers of the internet. They told her to be careful, and at the same time, they allowed her to be in chat rooms.
Right, big mistake.
As much as 11 hours a day. Hello,
right? Exactly right. And that's another thing on just knowing what your kids are doing online, knowing what are the telltale signs. If they're spending that kind of time on the internet, all of a sudden the warning signs need to go up. And also helping your child understand that if they do not know someone in person, somebody from school, their neighbor, then that person is not necessarily their friend. They could be, that person pretending to be a 10-year-old child could be a 30-year-old man. You just can't know because they're really still a stranger.
All right, two questions that Pat mentioned that he says she told him online she was 19. First of all, do you think a 12-year-old might do that in order to attract someone?
We are seeing some of that happen. Preteen girls oftentimes are going in, they get excited about meeting a boy online, they pretend to be older and that sort of thing. So that's not necessarily uncommon either.
All right, so he's 30.
Disguise can go on either side.
He's 31. He shows up at Manchester Airport thinking he's going to meet this 19-year-old babe, and here's this 12-year-old girl, and now he says he didn't know she was 19. Come on.
Well, who knows? I mean, he may or may not be telling the truth, but
you cannot certainly tell the difference between that little girl is not 19
absolutely.
years.
At that point, it's time to walk away and send that child back home.
Don, let me ask you about this other situation everybody's been following. This is this creep, who's crawling around a Target store down in Arkansas, grabbing a little girl right in the store and molesting her twice or assaulting her twice in the store. Let me ask you, in looking around society, do you see a lot more of this going on, or are we just putting more of it on TV?
Well, I think it's probably both. I think certainly the sexual solicitation of children is at epidemic proportions. And I think the internet plays even a key role in that, even though the internet has great benefits, because not only do predators have access to children on the internet, they have access to unprecedented amounts of child pornography, which fuels their sexual appetite towards children.
Isn't part of this, look, we had the North American Man-Boy Alliance preaching it's good to have sex with children. Dr. Kinsey in his 1948 report, if you know about that, he said little children love sex, sex with adults. It's good for them, it's healthy. Hasn't that been preached into the culture to where pedophilia is becoming accepted.
Well,
Oh,
we
no,
actually
no,
have seen the American Psychiatric Association just recently debating whether or not they should treat pedophilia differently than the way they have treated it. And that is not as an illness and basically giving it, normalizing it. But one of the things I was going to say about the internet, we're also seeing virtual validation where pedophiles come together and they affirm each other's sexual appetite towards children. You see that with NAMBLA
It's
as
an
well.
illness and it's a crime and ought to be treated as such. But I got to ask you
Absolutely.
about the video we keep seeing in this Target store. If a little girl shopping with her mother is not safe in a big, huge department store
Right.
with all those people and all those cameras, where are they safe?
Well, to tell you the truth, I would say in your home unless you have unrestricted access to the internet. But parents just can't be too careful, and we have to recognize that the predator could be anyone and really teach children not just stranger danger in the physical world, but also on the internet.
You should get in touch with Enough is Enough.
Yes.
Yeah, www.enough.org.
Donna Rice Hughes,
Yes.
president of Enough is Enough. Thanks very much
Thank
for
you,
joining
guys.
us.